Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I wanted to use a highlighter yellow eyeshadow that I'm in love with. This is the look that I created with it. I did end up changing it from the end of this video because I had like an inner corner that I wasn't for sure on. I did end up wiping it off and just putting the highlighter in it. So I did change it a bit. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos. Anything I use will be listed down in the description box below. If you'd like to see how I do this, then keep on watching. For this look, I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Conspiracy Palette. For this look, I really did need to practice on this eye first because this took me a while to do to get the curve right. So on this eye, the hardest part is probably making it match. Hopefully it won't take me as long now that I kind of know what I'm doing. To start this look off, I'm going to use a 213 brush and I'm going into the shade Not a Fact. And I'm going to use this to try and match up. And I'm going to start off by putting this purple where I want the top of those curves at. And hopefully this will allow me to be able to, when I do the whole thing, to know where the curves are supposed to be at. Okay, I think I have them placed where I want the curve to be at, so now I'm just going to connect it with this purple shade. This definitely will be one of the hardest cut creases that I've made before. I've never tried to do anything like this. And I happened to think about it yesterday because I was thinking about what I wanted to do today for my video. And I wanted to do another cut crease. I know that. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And I also knew I wanted to use this yellow highlighter shade in this palette. This is the reason I'm doing this look, is only because of this yellow shade. I really like this yellow shade. And I wanted to put a look around that. So that's how I figured out this look. But I also knew I wanted to do a cut crease. So I just kind of put it all together and figured out what color would look good with the yellow, and I picked purple. And I don't really know if it's everything that I wanted, but I think it contrasts the yellow well enough. But this will definitely be the hardest one I've ever made because I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do a basic cut crease. I wanted to do something just a little different, and I figured why not make a curvy cut crease. Hopefully it doesn't just look like a messed up line. So I'm trying to make it very obvious that they're curved lines, not a messed up cut crease. To blend this out, I'm using a 562 brush and I'm using the shade What's the Tea. And this is a blue shade. I honestly picked it because I like the blue shade and I didn't want to just blend this out with just another purple. I wanted there to be another color in there somewhere, even if it's hiding somewhere. So I'm wanting to use this to kind of blend out. And I think it makes kind of a different shade that's blended out other than just purple blended out. That could just make absolutely no sense, and I'm just doing it for the fun of it. So hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say and I don't sound like a complete idiot. And I'm trying to blend it out with the shape of the curve because I want it to kind of blend out in that shape, but I am just going over it and blending the best I can. I almost changed my mind and didn't do this because when I made the first line on this side, I just didn't like the way it looked and I was worried about what the finished product would look like. So I almost didn't do it, but I know what I want the end product to look like. So I'm really hoping that that's what I'm aiming for and that I'm just trusting the process, and hopefully trusting the process, it'll come out looking cool. Hopefully. Either that or it'll look like a complete disaster, but I don't know how else I'm supposed to try stuff without just trying it and seeing what the finished product would look like. Because we blended that purple away, I'm going to go back in and just redefine that line again. It's messing me up because there's a really dark spot right there, and I'm just going to clean that up, but it's messing me up. I keep thinking it looks wrong, but I don't think it is. The hardest part about this is making a curve with a flat brush and not making it too pointed. It's the issue that I had with the other eye, is I kept making the outer one too pointed and it wouldn't curve. And I didn't want it to have a pointed look. I'm gonna take a Q-tip with some micellar water and I'm gonna use this to clean up that underneath. And I think this helps define where those curves are at and cleans up any mess ups that I might have made. That bird is outside my window again, and all I hear is it chirping. So I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the video. I can't help it. Now because that line is cleaned up a bit more, I'm gonna go back in with that same purple shade and redefine it again. And I'm probably gonna do this like a lot of times just to make sure that I have that curve just right. And I'm trying to be patient. I don't want to rush this because I know what I want it to look like, and I'm just gonna have to be patient to make it look like that. Of course you guys won't see everything that goes into doing this, just because I'll be doing some of it off camera. When I do add more of that purple in, I am going back in with that blue shade. Where's the T? Or what's the T? I'm sorry. What's the T? And I just blend that out a little bit. To cut the crease, I am using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory with a 421 brush. This concealer will also help define those curves because it's gonna clean up the bottom and give it kind of like a clean canvas underneath. At least that's the idea. This will also give me a blank space to put that yellow shade because I want it to be as bright as possible. So by having a concealer underneath of it, that'll help bring that color out a bit more. And again, with not a fact shade, I'm gonna go back in and make sure that that curve is still there with that purple because I want that purple to pop, like how it's popping right here against that yellow. So I need to keep adding it to make sure it's not being blended away or covered. And this is also just making sure those curves are still there. It always trips me up when I look at the finished product and trying to match it with the non-finished product. Like it always messes me up on this end because this is cleaned up, so it's a bit sharper and it looks like, makes my eye look more lifted. But this one, like because it's pulled out this far, it makes my eye look pulled down. So like it always kind of trips me up. So I have to always double check that I'm like matching on both sides. It always stresses me out because I think I've like messed up everything. Because I added that purple back in, I'm gonna go in with I always say where's the T? It's what's the T. I'm gonna go back in with what's the T and blend that purple out a bit more. And honestly, I go back in with concealer a couple different times with this because like I really want that curve to be sharp. So don't be afraid to go back in again with concealer. Just go with like a light amount. That way you're not packing on so much product because then there will just be a lot of product sitting on your eyelid and you really don't want that. I honestly go with whatever's left over on the brush and try to use that to clean up anywhere else that it might have blended underneath. The highlighter shade that I'm using is called Food Vibes, and I'm using this E18 brush to really just pack that in. And I'm using this to get the majority of the color on, and then I'll go in with a smaller brush to get like right up under those curves because I'm not trying to blend that purple out with the yellow. I want it to be two separate colors. I'm taking the eyeshadow, I'm like brushing it around and trying to get as much on this brush as I can. This brush that I'm using to get underneath of the purple is a Mehron Paradise makeup brush, and it's an AQ812 brush. And I'm just using this to try and pack that yellow shade under that purple. And I am trying to pick up as much product as I can to pack this color in really bright. Really hope that this works out because it'll be so satisfying if I could just like have something in my head and create it and it actually look good. Because I feel like a lot of times when I was practicing and like doing stuff like that before I started doing videos and really practicing like I am now, like it always came out really bad and I always restarted because I didn't like the way it looked. So to be able to finally do something like that that's not like a really basic simple look would be so great for me. I'm going back in with an E18 brush, and because this is like a circle brush, it can fit like right in those curves. So I'm gonna use it to pack more of that color in now that that color is pretty packed in underneath the purple. And this way I don't have to be as precise. I just love this color. I love highlighter yellow. And I feel like this is the closest I have to a highlighter yellow eyeshadow, and I really like using it. I've been wanting to use it for a while, but I just couldn't figure out what to use it for. So I'm really happy that I'm getting to use it again. I know I've done this 1,000 times already, but I'm gonna go back in with that Not a Fact shade and go right back over that purple. And this is gonna help, it's gonna give it that definition between the yellow and purple. And I think it just adds a different layer to it instead of it just being like kind of blended. I hope that makes sense. I really don't mean to like be terrible at explaining stuff. And again, I'm not blending this, I'm just packing it in where I want it to be at. Now with that 562 brush, with that What's the Tea, I'm gonna go right over it lightly to just blend it out a bit more. Now that it's done, I am gonna clean it up, and off camera, I am gonna do my base makeup, and then I'll be right back to finish everything. So I went ahead and finished this eye, so I'm gonna show you what I did on this eye. I wanted to use like black eyeliner, but I thought that the black might be a little too much. So I'm gonna use this same purple that I used, the Not a Fact shade. And I'm gonna use this and make an eyeshadow wing. And I think this will help tie it in. I'm also gonna use this to connect to my under eye. And I'm just gonna put this all underneath of my waterline. Then for the inner, I'm going to connect it to the top and make like I guess it would be kind of like an inner corner wing, similar to what I would do with a liquid liner. I'm gonna use this instead and make one. This either makes or breaks the look. I haven't yet decided, so let me know down in the comments below if you think this is too much or if you think it makes the look or like completes it, you know. I'm also gonna use that Food Videos shade and just pack that right inside of that purple. I'm gonna use that 213 with no extra product on it and just kind of blend that purple a little bit underneath of my eye. Off camera, I did my waterline and my mascara. For my waterline, I used the NYX Epic Wear liner stick in the shade Gold Plated. For mascara, I used the Benefit mascara, They're Real. For highlighter, I'm gonna use the Moonchild palette, and I was gonna use this like purple shade. It's called Blue Moon, but I felt like the purple would be too much, so I'm changing my mind and I'm gonna go with this Star shade. It's like a silvery gray. And I'm gonna take a flat brush and I'm gonna put this like in my brow bone. I would normally take my highlighter shades and put it on my inner corner, but I don't want to mess with what I have going on in the inner corner, so I'm just gonna put it on my brow bone. And I still don't know how I feel about this inner corner, so I think I'm just gonna leave it alone and see what happens at the end and see if I like it, see if I don't like it. Taking a 510 brush into that Star shade, I probably put way too much. I'm going to put that on my cheekbone, and I did not mean to use that much. Forgot how pigmented this was. I'm gonna put it on my forehead, on the top of my lip, on my chin. And it's just gonna be very shiny on the right side. Whoopsies. I guess I have to make the other side match, unfortunately. To set everything, I'm gonna use the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist by e.l.f. Getting low on this. Getting low on a couple different things. But it's my birthday month, so I've already told my husband that for my birthday, I want like gift cards so I can buy more makeup. For lip liner, I'm gonna use the Morphe lip liner in the shade Sugar Pie. I felt since I was going for like more of a bold eye, I'm gonna go a little nude and neutral for the lip. I'm just gonna kind of fill in the edges using my finger to blend it out. For lipstick, I'm gonna use Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade I'm Nude. I'm gonna blend that out with my finger. So that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I like hearing y'all's feedback, so please comment down below with anything you'd like to tell me or any future videos you'd like to see. Until next time, bye.